Assalamu alaikum, my dear friends. How are you? My name is Abdul Khalik. Dear friends, all of us have certain weaknesses, all of us have certain strengths, and everybody does have certain weaknesses, certain strengths as well. So, as for the strengths are concerned, these strengths are actually, responsible. The credit goes to whatever opportunities we get to these strengths of ours. If at all we don't have these strengths, on the one hand, we will not be able to get the opportunities, will not be able to avail the opportunities, and will not be able to retain and to get the sustained benefit of that particular opportunity unless and until we do have certain strengths. Now, there are certain weaknesses in each one of us as well. As for these weaknesses are concerned, these weaknesses of ours does not allow us to move forward, to develop, to progress, to prosper, and these actually keep us stuck. We are unable to move forward and we are unable to develop. My dear friends, it is important really that we do identify, and identification of these, recognizing that these are the weaknesses, and I do need to overcome it, I do need to get rid of it. Then only I shall be able to continue the process of my development and prosperity at a good pace. So, as far as today's discussion is concerned, we are now able to identify that these are the 12 common weaknesses, and these are the 12 common personality traits which are absolutely unhealthy, and it is unhealthy for everybody. And not necessarily we are having the 12 of these, even some of these, few of these having in us mean that these are the biggest block on our way to success and achievement. So it is important that these weaknesses are these unhealthy personality traits be removed so that we are better able to progress and to prosper at a reasonably good speed. And let's talk about, let's mention one by one all of these 12 weaknesses are unhealthy personality traits. First of all, it is underlying feelings of resentment or regret. Underlying feelings of resentment and regret. I think that this need to be removed, because if at all there is a regret, overwhelming number of amount of it, it means that we are crippled. And if at all there is a resentment, anger, and we are annoyed with the people, so deep an annoyance, very very bad indeed, because it will not allow us at all, will not allow us at all, dear friends and fellows, to to move forward, to develop, and to prosper at all. So it is really important that we are able to get rid of these unhealthy, resentment and resentment and regret. Number one. Number two, it is a perfectionist streak. Being a perfectionist mean trying to perform in such a manner that nobody is able to criticize it, that it is a kind of flawless performance. Absolutely impossible. Even those people who are the genius, the very intelligent, the very skilled in that particular field, they too cannot achieve it at all. They too cannot achieve it at all. Not to talk of someone else, not to talk of someone else. And those who are, an ordinary folks, I think that we should not aim for a perfectionism. Not at all, absolutely. We simply need to perform reasonably well, and we must understand that even this thing, even this target is only possible if at all we are practicing. We practice, and the practice will improve our performance. The practice only can and will improve our performance, and nothing else. As for the perfectionism is concerned, it does not exist at all. Aiming for a perfectionism, I think that will be mere foolishness, and it will become a kind of hurdle, the biggest one on our way to success. Number three, it is unhealthy amounts of procrastination. Procrastination is not good at all. Mean if at all we are unable to do the things on time, it actually means that we are not going to succeed. But if at all there is an unhealthy, overwhelming amount of procrastination, I think that is absolutely unaffordable, and nobody who is even a little bit of serious in the success prosperity and development will not be able to tolerate or bear it. So we do have to get rid of this unhealthy amount of procrastination. And then the next is, fourth is an attachment to the material things in life. All of us do need material things. We need a house, we need a car, we need the furniture in the house, we need certain dresses, etc. We need certain other things, good things as well. But I think that as far this is concerned, that we are, dear friends, if at all we are, I think that if at all we are overly attached with these things, it actually means that we are again crippled, and these will become a kind of shackle. We don't have to be overly attached with any material object at all, and we need to, these things are for the purpose of using. We need to use it, and these should be kept for the purpose of using. As for the attachment is concerned, attachment is psychological. As for the emotional attachment, that is not right at all. Take it just for the sake of a usage. We need it, and this is fulfilling my need. That's enough. And now the fifth is, a crippling fear of failure. Fear of failure is one of the biggest hurdles on our way to success. We don't make an attempt for the reason that I will be fail, I shall not be able to succeed. I think that this should not be, must not be there at all, must not be there at all. And fear of failure, it is one of the biggest hurdles on our way to success. We shouldn't be afraid of the failure at all. Failure is good thing. Failure is a very good teacher. Unable to succeed in the first attempt, no problem at all. Although it does not mean that we should not be preparing it for it, or should be adopting a non-serious attitude. I'm not advocating a non-serious attitude at all. I'm not advocating it at all. But simply what I'm going to say is that we need to, dear friends, we should not be afraid of the failure at all. The failure means that I shall make another attempt. Every attempt should be made after a bit of preparation, and not without that at all. No need to adopt a non-serious attitude, because it will be another extreme. One extreme is the, crippling fear of failure. The other extreme is adopting the non-serious attitude. So we need to avoid the both of these. Then the next is unchecked levels of pride. Unchecked levels of pride. We need to become a confident person, that's very right. But unchecked level of pride, it brings a kind of conceited attitude. We become conceited or arrogant. So we don't need to become an arrogant or a conceited person at all. Rather, we need to adopt the more modesty. And unchecked levels of pride, absolutely unhealthy. Number 8, it is unachievable expectations of yourself. Unrealistic expectations of yourself. I think the goals we have set should be a realistic one, and should not be an unrealistic one at all. And because having an unrealistic goals mean that we will not be able to achieve, we will not be able to succeed at all. And having only and realistic goals, because once a realistic goal is achieved, my confidence level will automatically improve. And now I can raise the bar. Now I can set a slightly bigger target. The ninth is an inability to adapt to change. The ninth is an inability to adopt to change. We must remember that the only thing which is which must happen is the change. The only thing permanent here in this life is change. The change is invincible, unavoidable. We need to embrace the change instead of running away from it. The next is a reluctance to seek help and support. A reluctance to seek help and support. A reluctance to seek help and support. Maybe every person at certain stages in the life, excuse me, does need help. Every person, each and every person at a certain stages of life does need help and support. Why to be shy away from it? Why to think that it will be a kind of disrespectful for me? Not at all, not at all. Every time you are we are in the need of a help, must be ready to do, must be ready to get it, and don't be shy away from it. Don't take it as a kind of insult to you. It is not an insult to anyone else at all. And now the 10th is, the 11th is a relentless pursuit of external validation. We do need the feedback from the people, it is quite healthy. We do need the feedback of the people, particularly those who are sensible, experienced, relevant people. I think we do need their feedback. But relying upon the people excessively for the sake of external validation, I think that is absolutely unhealthy, and we must be avoiding it. Now the 12th and the last is, it is a refusal to let go of toxic relationships. A refusal to let go of toxic relationships. I think these toxic relationships, if at all any of the relationship has become toxic, we must get rid of it. Because, because staying in that relationship, and we are hurting each other, we are poisoning the lives of each other. It is extremely important that we do, part ways, and then we should try to cleanse ourselves from the toxicity which we have got out of that relationship. So I think these are the 12 items which we must understand. So because we, unless and until we do understand it well, we will not be able to get rid of it, and we will not be able to live a healthy and a successful life. Thank you very much.